Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I stand to ask the question of the Honourable Prime Minister. Would the Prime Minister inform the House that given the overwhelming negative reaction to his plans to change the Fiji flag, will he now seriously consider a referendum to ask our people, do you want to change our flag, yes or no, and to let their will prevail? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The simple answer is no.
Thank you. The question has been supplementary question. The Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Madam Speaker, there was a table poll that was published by the Fiji Times, and this was funded by the Fiji Times on the 24th of June. And what the people have stated in that table poll, Madam Speaker, is that they want a say in whether they want the flag retained or changed. That question has not been asked of them, Madam Speaker. And we note that when Fiji First was out campaigning last year, they loved the flag so much that they had it on their buses, they had it in the taxis. Honourable Speaker was wearing it.
Thank you.
Honourable Speaker was wearing it, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
So 87%, Madam Speaker, want to say in whether the flag is to be changed or not.
And the question?
And 66% want a referendum. So my question is, why doesn't the Honourable Prime Minister allow the people to have a say in something that is so important to them, especially our youth, Madam Speaker? The Sodepa youth have been driving this flag petition, Madam Speaker, because it is so meaningful to them. Their ancestors, their grandfathers, their fathers have fought in the wars, Madam Speaker, and they feel very close to this flag. So why doesn't the Prime Minister allow the people to have a voice in whether they want the flag changed or not?
Thank you. I think the question is referring to allegation that there could be a majority of people wanting the flag or not, and that is only an allegation, which is not really, cannot be substantiated by just the media alone. And therefore, the question or the crux of the matter has already been answered by the Honourable Prime Minister. I will therefore now give the floor to the Honourable Niko Waikula for his supplementary question.
Madam Speaker, but if you don't like the flag, then why are you wearing it? Okay. The question now.
Thank you. Order.
But you don't like it. Then
Order.
Why are you wearing it?
Order.
You're giving it away.
Order. I hear the question has been asked. Please, Honourable Prime Minister, you have the floor. The question has been asked.
No.
Why are you wearing the flag?
Madam Speaker, no, that's not the question. That's not the question. That's not the question, but I'm sorry. The question is this. The public is entitled to know the total cost of this project. Could you tell us the total cost of this project and whether it is part of the budget?
Thank you. The question asked is now, you are now wanting facts to be stated, and the facts.
If you want those figures, Madam Speaker, if those figures are required, we'll let the opposition know those figures. But I want to. He has been questioning about the flags that we wear. Unfortunately for them, their flags have disappeared. They're not very patriotic, this group of people, Madam Speaker. Last week, Madam Speaker, about 7 days ago, the leader of the opposition was seen walking down the street, holding a flag about 3 times her size, and singing. But I never see any of this group of people there with her. None of this group of people. None from this group. So I don't know what flag are they fighting for. I don't know what, how do they define patriotism in that side of the house. But if they want those figures, we will let them have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will now give the floor to the Honourable Mr. Karawaki.
Speaker, the Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Speaker, has given a very short answer, and there is no to referendum. Madam Speaker, the people of Fiji needs an explanation, especially from the Honourable Prime Minister, why he had given that short answer. And this is the question, Madam Speaker. Why? For him to explain to the people of Fiji why he has not given an explanation to that answer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was hoping you'd ask me something on the Constitution. He's always holding up the Constitution. But I thank the Honourable Member for asking me that question for elaboration on the reason why I said no. First of all, Madam Speaker, I'd like to say how disappointed I have been with the Leader of the Opposition for lack of leadership showing on this issue. When we first listen, you might learn something. Okay? When we first embarked on this on the search for a new flag, I hope we would all do so in a spirit of cooperation and goodwill. I wanted to work closely with the Fijian people to reach a consensus on a more appropriate expression of our nation and who we are today. Rather, what we were at the end of the colonial era almost half a century ago. I thought that even the opposition, Madam Speaker, despite the way it constantly looks backwards on almost every issue, would see the value of trying to find a more modern symbol of the Fijian spirit. But it's become clear that they automatically say no to anything that is progressive. I'm answering the question.
Point of order.
Understanding orders, 60 speech must be relevant. That speech is not relevant because the question is, why is he not seriously considering a referendum to ask our people, do you want to change our flag, yes or no? That is the relevant question.
Thank you. I reckon the answer being given is in reply to the supplementary question asked, which is supplementary.
Wait, you'll get the answer.
Please continue.
And I said, Madam Speaker, that I thought that even the opposition, despite the way it constantly looked backwards on almost every issue, would see the value of trying to find a more modern symbol of the Fijian spirit. They had those flags displayed on their table not too long ago, only for a day. But it's become clear that they automatically say no to anything that is progressive and forward-looking. Whether it's a flag, the issue of a common identity for every Fijian.
Madam Speaker, you are allowing him to be irrelevant in this House, and that is what he's doing, Madam Speaker. He just has to concentrate on the question. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I will just hear your point of order again.
On the point of order, as you have ruled, Madam Speaker, the Honourable Leader of Opposition asked a substantive question. The answer was given and answered in full, even though it was one word. That was the answer. And then subsequently, supplementary questions have been asked, and the Honourable Prime Minister is addressing the question by Honourable Karawaki in terms of explaining. He wants to know why. And the Honourable Prime Minister is giving that answer.
Thank you. I did make a ruling that the answer, that the response by the Prime Minister was really on the supplementary question asked. But we will not delve any further on that supplementary question. I will now give the floor to the Honourable William Avoka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think, Madam Speaker, we are going all over the place. Let's do that a bit more.
And your question, please.
Yes, ma'am. In Papua New Guinea, the opening of the South Pacific Games, we had the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, they are opening the games, meaning that this is a house the House of Windsor is held in high esteem in the South Pacific, and equally in Fiji, Madam Speaker. Can the Prime Minister explain why is Fiji First and him are trying to push the chiefly house of Great Britain, which is so dear to most of us in Fiji. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, I don't think the honourable member knows what's happening around him. Maybe you should ask that question to the previous Prime Minister, Rambuka, who made us a republic. Does he know what that means? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Last supplementary question, Dr. Bainimarama.
Yeah, I've got the flag on, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, first of all, I beg to differ with your comment in response to the Leader of the Opposition's question.
Please do not comment.
Order. I'm asking the question. Let me.
Order.
I'm getting to it.
Order.
Let me ask the question. Let me explain. Come on. Come on, you guys. Listen to me. Madam Speaker.
Order.
The Leader of the Opposition.
Honourable members, you will not comment on any ruling that the Speaker has made. And therefore, please ask your supplementary question.
Madam Speaker, thank you. A large majority of people in this country, through a very credible opinion poll, rejected the change in the flag. The question to the Honourable Prime Minister is he willing to listen to the will of the people and go for a referendum to determine whether people in this country want a change in the flag or not in the first place, Madam Speaker? Yes,
Honourable Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, he's talking about receiving some information about the flag. We're receiving totally different information about the change of the flag. So I don't know why we should be listening to him and his go. Thank you.
Thank you. That brings to the end the questions